someone asked me, oh man, did you see such and such over Twitter? Did you see such and such here on the internet? Did you see this? And every time someone in cancel culture talks about, oh my God, it's, the internet bullying is so bad. They're just swarming that person. They're just destroying their life. They're doing this. I actually stepped back and I was like, really? Now, I'm not negating what cancel culture can do. It can, cancel careers and all that stuff. But let me just give you one sample why I don't care what's on Twitter. I don't. Well, since they kicked off Donald Trump, it don't matter. It was a dying platform before Donald Trump. Out of 330 million Americans, and Peter put that on the screen, 330 million Americans. Only 8% of American population is even on Twitter, somewhat active. That's 26 million. And then 3% of people are responsible for 90% of the tweets. So that means 3% out of that 26 million, actually 3% out of the United States population, is like 9 million people. Let me tell you something. I've seen people get in lawsuits. I've seen people go to jail. I've seen people come out of jail. I've seen people do all kind of stuff, restart their life over, take some money, get into real estate, take some money or start another project, start another business, and keep it moving. Repeatedly. In the 7 years I've been on the internet, I've seen people take their YouTube channel down, bring it back up, and now is a guy getting over 15 grand a month in YouTube money. Every month. I've seen people get divorces, close that, start a new page. All of a sudden they got a new company and they made $1 million in a year. There's one girl in LA, made $1 million, got divorced at the beginning of the pandemic. And over the course of a year, made $1 million. So again, I know y'all think, well, Erica, you always on YouTube. You always talking about what's on YouTube. Yes, because this is where I make a majority of my money. And when I started realizing that, I didn't give a fuck about Twitter. I barely care about Instagram. I care about it enough just to post on there for the events and use it for ads. Use Facebook for ads, use that for ads. And really YouTube's the only platform that's actually significantly growing for everyone, right? And so my whole goal is to, and when you talk about traditional media, podcasts, iHeartMedia, all that stuff, putting advertising on there, putting advertising back on the radio, putting advertising on mobile billboards, which is like stuff on people's cars. There's a lot of other advertising places that people will have whole companies that make $2 to $5 million a year, boring businesses from regular advertising. And what happens is we insulate ourselves into an echo chamber. A lot of people in the political commentary space, a lot of people in the dating relationship space, like, the commentary political space is where people kind of battle on Twitter and try to convince you, oh, we need critical race theory, we need this, we need that. We don't even have Americans doing basic reading levels. So to try to explain to them there's a system around them is not how you win them. It isn't, right? If you spend majority of your time getting Americans to make more money and then taking that money and investing in themselves, you'll have better results than critical race theory every day, hands down. Why? Because money is power. The ownership of money, the creationship of money is power. And I know people are like, well, there's rich black people being discriminated against. Again, 9 times out of 10, that scenario, it barely works. Like, they'll tell you about some rich person, black person going to some restaurant, they didn't want him there. Then you find out he was wearing tennis shoes and this. The number one things happen here in Austin is people say, well, the domain in this place is racist. And I go, well, what were you wearing? Well, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing. Look at what that white guy's wearing. It does matter what you're wearing. It doesn't matter what he's wearing. Now you're trying to advocate for everybody dressing like a bum. I just can't get with that. So again, I don't fall for the echo chamber talk. You know why? Because I've seen people get charged with sexual assault charges, sexual harassment, go off this man's internet, come back 3 months later, just start posting a bunch of business quotes and showing them going to work like they kept doing the whole time anyway. And people just forgot about it and went on about their day. I've seen people go to jail for something crazy. I think he shot his wife. Came back and he started promoting his supplement company and everybody forgot about it. Pretty famous YouTuber. It's like everybody completely forgot this man shot his wife. And so that's why I don't fall for this. Well, this person's going to counsel you and this person's going to do this. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I know people right now who God did his wife very dirty. And all he did was record himself flipping a couple more houses out there in Dallas, Texas. And guess what? Nobody cared. Everybody's like, oh my God, look at these amazing houses. Not the fact that his wife did this whole smear campaign for 3 months straight on YouTube. It just like checked his accounts, destroyed his website, all this other stuff. People didn't remember that. People have the memory of an ant. People can barely know who's even in the White House right now, who's even vice president. Who they barely pay attention enough to that. So when somebody's like, oh, they're going to counsel you, I'm like, do you realize that a man or woman, and there's a very famous guy I follow right now, he came out and said, yeah, for 6 years I was on pills, I was on drugs, I had a drug problem. And everybody's like, whoa, what? Yeah, for 6 years I had a drug problem. I went to treatment and now I started this new career. And in the swipe of 3 years, instead of him being seen as a pill head or a drug addict, now he's a multimillionaire businessman. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, don't let these people on this internet fool you that you have to be out here stunting on the gram and stuff. I've seen people take down their Facebook. I'm going to keep it a, I know a guy cheated on his wife. He took down his Facebook. He took down a bunch of stuff. And all he did was work really hard and came back and was like, hey, we bought, 3 duplexes. We did this and did that. And everybody forgot about it. Because if you pay attention, there's only like 12 people, 12 friend groups or whatever, that you really are intently following a day. There's about 5 people I almost talk to every day or every other day out of all the hundreds of people I know. And that's outside my mom and them, right? That's like the friend group, right? Sometimes I'll travel to cities and then we'll just be in it. Like we'll just be hanging out every day in that group of friends in that city. But that's why I tell y'all, like, peel off this man's internet. I've seen several YouTube creators who, are in that red pill talk space. They got girlfriends this past summer and during COVID, and they are new people, new person, real quiet. Okay. So again, you don't have to be beholden to this man's internet. And what you have to realize is when you go out in society, and this is where the book from Aaron Clarey, put it right here, Peter, The Curse of the High IQ, and his other book, put it right here. What you'll notice is a lot of people just do the numbers game. A lot of people just get up every day, kind of make some money at their job, and then really divest into hobbies and low information diet. It's not until something happens like a heart attack, they about to get divorced, they about to get hit with child support, that these people dive deep into the internet, into these rabbit holes against child support and all this other stuff, when they feel like pressured and affected. That's why when people sit here and say, well, this person's saying something, I don't care. Because you can go, as long as you can go get some credit cards tomorrow, or you can make enough money to go buy some real estate or flip it, or you can get on the phone. That's why I've been pushing really hard lately my laptop to ATM class, because I'm putting new content in it right now. And just stuff I've been learning from friends, stuff I learned during the pandemic. Like, yo, you can cancel all this stuff. You can cancel YouTube and all this stuff. You could literally go over to Indeed and do some of the techniques I've showed you there in laptop to ATM class and have a job tomorrow. And again, because there's certain genres in lead generation, sales, and marketing that people will always need somebody. And they ain't worried about what's on your social media. They worried about, can you produce results? So again, don't get lost out here in this validation y'all are seeking from this internet. I don't give up what's on Twitter. I don't care. I used to go on Twitter and just dump stuff I dump a bunch of stuff and then disappear. Dump a bunch of stuff and disappear. Because I wouldn't care. Because I know it's not a real, it's not like it's TV. To this day, people say, well, Erica, no, TV, there's some YouTube channels with more time, watch time than TV shows. Yeah, but guess what? They're still on TV. I know you hate hearing that, but at the end of the day, that little bit of level of validation is they're on TV. And there are still YouTubers who are making and crafting these channels to get on TV, burning themselves out, getting into deep depressions, which you see several people have made videos on this lately, when they could just turn the shit off, right? Like, it's not your identity. It's social media. And it's a little bit of an addiction people have, and it's a dopamine trigger. But I've seen people literally pull off this thing, go get married, have a baby, and a year later come back on YouTube or come back on Instagram, and nobody was the wiser, right? Because that's called living your life. And it's really, the fact is, a lot of people are living vicariously through this platform. And they shouldn't. They should be going out, eating dinner with their friends.
Turn left onto West Anderson Lane.
They should
continue 3 miles.
They should be having a good life. So anyway, Peter's going to put this together. And again, if you guys want to get 60% off the classes, use the coupon code SUMMER. And guys, get out there, get to living. Later.